Welcome to my channel, The Tadka Project. Today I'm going to show you how to make a creamy and delicious South Indian style spinach stew, also known as Keerai Kootu. So let's get cooking. For the Keerai Kootu, here I have 450 grams of spinach, and I'm going to leave in the stalks because the stalks taste super delicious in this stew. I also have half a cup of moong dal, 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds, 2 dried Kashmiri red chilies, and half a cup of coconut milk. I'm going to start by rinsing my moong dal under cold running water to get rid of any excess starch or any dirt and things that we don't want. So I'm going to do this around 5 to 6 times till the water runs clear. Once this is done, I'm going to strain the lentils and just pressure cook them with around half a teaspoon of turmeric powder. The turmeric is optional, but it just gives a nice color to the stew. And this is what the pressure cooked dal should look like. It's super mushy, and that's what we want. So once this is done, we can just set this aside. We can start prepping our spinach. All we need to do for this is make sure the spinach is thoroughly washed because leafy greens can have a lot of mud and such in them. So make sure to get rid of all of that. And then all we want to do is roughly chop them into pieces like this. It doesn't have to be a uniform chop because it's all going into a stew. And chopping up the stalks into small pieces will speed up the cooking process as well. Now it's time to make our stew. In a deep pot here, I'm going to place it on medium heat and pour in around half a cup of hot water. We don't want to add any more water because the spinach will release water on its own, and we don't want the mixture to get too liquidy. Once the water starts bubbling and steaming like this, we can just add in all of our chopped spinach and mix this till it wilts down. It looks like a lot right now, but spinach will reduce to nothing, and this should just take around a minute or so. As you can see, the spinach has wilted down completely. At this point, I'm just going to reduce the heat to medium-low, cover the pot with a lid, and cook this for around 3 minutes. Since my spinach leaves and stalks were quite tender, I'm only going to cook it for 3 minutes. But if you feel like your spinach stalks are a little tough, you can just cook it for 5 to 6 minutes. So it's been around 3 minutes. I'm going to uncover my pot, and as you can see, the spinach is bubbling away and it has a really nice bright green color to it. So at this point, I'm going to add in all of the pressure cooked moong dal. I'm going to leave the heat on medium-low, mix all of this really well till the moong dal is thoroughly incorporated with the spinach. Once the moong dal has been added, I'm also going to salt to taste. Be very careful while salting spinach because spinach doesn't take up a lot of salt. So start with a little and then you can always adjust in the end. I know this looks like a lot of salt, and that's only because I've zoomed into my pot. But yeah, just start with a small amount and then go from there. Once the salt is added in, we just want to mix this really well. Reduce the heat to low, cover the pot with a lid, and cook once again for 6 to 8 minutes. So it's been around 6 to 8 minutes. So to this, I'm going to add the coconut milk. This is half a cup of full cream or full fat coconut milk that comes from a can and not the one you get in cartons. So once you add this in, we just want to mix this really well and let this just simmer for around 2 to 3 minutes on low heat. While our stew is simmering, we can make a quick tempering that's going to infuse so much flavor into this stew. So to make the tempering, here I have a small pan on high heat, to which I've added a tablespoon of coconut oil. You can use any flavorless oil of your choice as well if you don't have coconut oil, but coconut oil just gives a yummy flavor to this stew. My oil is shimmering, it's hot, so to this I'm going to add the 2 teaspoons of cumin seeds and the Kashmiri red chilies that I'm going to break into 2 to release its flavors. And I'm just going to cook this on high heat for around 10 to 15 seconds till the cumin seeds turn to a darker brown color, the chilies get toasty, and the mixture smells really fragrant. Now all we want to do is just pour in this hot tempering into the simmering stew and mix it really well. This is such a creamy and nourishing dish. I usually like to have this Keerai Kootu or spinach stew with some steaming hot basmati rice, some hot pickle, and a papad or a plum. You can also pair this with chapatis, which is a thinner version of rotis. Or for a more traditional South Indian meal, you can make a South Indian stir fry. I have a bunch of those on the channel. The Keerai Kootu or the stew, and a South Indian gravy like a rasam or sambar, and that would be a complete South Indian meal. So let me know if you made this dish in the comments below and what you paired it with and how you made it your own. I love hearing from you, and please like and subscribe because I come out with new videos every Sunday. And I'll see you next time with another recipe.